Hey everybody, it's your girl, the CSTER. Welcome back to another episode of The Beauty Shop. So you guessed it, ladies, we are doing a wig today. Yes! So today we're going to do a curly wig, guys. It's going to be similar to this one. This is one of my units. And this is a really full curly wig. I use a U-Nice hair on this wig, guys. U-Nice is really nice hair, and this has 3 bundles in it. So the wig we're gonna make today is gonna be a curly wig similar to this style, but it's not gonna be as dense, and it's gonna be a 3-dimensional color. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do the color on video, so if you guys want to see how I do the color, just leave a comment down below and let me know, guys. And before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, guys, so you don't want to miss any episodes of the CSTER in the beauty shop. Okay, guys, so let's get started. Okay, guys, so I have my canvas wig head, and this is what I use to make my wigs. And I use a 22-inch, and as you can see, the 22 right here. Oh, it's right here in the back of the head, guys, and you want to make sure that that is in the back, because whatever inch your head is, wherever that number is, that is the back of your canvas wig head. So I am also using spandex wig cap, so we are going to open that. Guys, now that we have our wig cap on our head, as you can see, most spandex wig caps come with, they have like the 2 lines on the cap, and usually it's wider in the front and gets narrow as it goes to the back, and I usually put the narrow part towards the back. Now this one seems to be kind of about even. It gets wider up through here and then narrows here and narrows here. So once you have your wig cap on, you want to take your frontal. Now, this is my frontal, guys, and as you can see, I took this frontal, I took apart another wig, basically. I took apart another wig because it wasn't right, and so I am reusing this frontal. So what you want to do is, and I have to kind of turn my wig head around so I can see as well. You want to line your frontal up with the tip of your cap, and I usually let the lace, where the hair stops at on the lace, I usually let that go down maybe about a ½ inch over the edge of the cap, and I pin that down, guys, with my wig pin right in the middle front. And then I go up to the top and I pin one right in the middle back, and then I proceed to pin down my sides like so. I don't know if you guys can see that, but these are the wig pins that I like to use. So you want to get that all pinned down. And I usually I do more than this, because I usually have the front laces still on the wig, but because this frontal has already been used and cut and plucked, and it's already ready. And guys, the hair in the wig is going to be U-Nice hair, except frontal comes from a previous wig that I had, and this is some really good hair, guys. This was a water wave hair that I bought from AliExpress, and when I went back to get some more of this hair, they no longer sold it. I mean, this has been some of the best hair I've ever ordered, and it was not really expensive, and I've done everything to this hair. As you can see, it's highlighted. Like, I've had this whole thing blonde and then darkened it back up just with highlights. I've just done all kind of stuff with it, and this frontal still looks good, guys. So quality hair does matter. Okay, so now that we have our frontal all pinned down, let me take it off so you guys can see. And it's all pinned down. We are going to start to sew. And what I do, guys, is I start in the middle of the head and I go down. And then I go back up on this side and I go down. And what this does, this allows your frontal to lay down flat. And I think I've spoke about that in a video before. So I already have my needles pre-threaded, guys. And what you want to do, guys, is you want to have a double thread like so. So you want your thread to be double, and you want it knotted at the end. And guys, please cut off the excess string. You do not want string hanging. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the frontal. If I can get it through, and through the cap. And we're going to pull it through. Then we're going to go through the frontal and the cap again. And guys, I have never realized like how hard this is kind of be when you're trying to film it. So I hope you guys can see. Frontal and the cap again. And what I do, guys, is I take my needle and I take it through this loop right here. And this locks that stitch in, and I pull. Then I start laying my thread over to the side. If I lay my thread over to the side like this, my next stitch, when I take it through the frontal and through the cap, I go up underneath that string, and it's already through the loop and locked in.
200, 400, 100, 200, 500. Eating the bag, chasing the check, getting that money. 100, 200, 500 band. I'm trying to see me a lot of bands.
So guys, when I get to the end, what I do is I do a double lock stitch, which is basically 2 other stitches that we've been doing all along. I lock that in. I cut my thread, and then those, because our thread was doubled, can you guys hear that rain? Oh my God. I tie that. I take that, open up those 2 pieces of thread, and I tie it in a knot, just like I was tying any string in a knot. I tie that in a knot, and then I cut off the excess. Okay guys, so as you can see, I have one side down. Now I'm going to go off video and do the other side. I'm going to do this side, and we'll be back to start on the back. Okay guys, now that we have our frontal on, and I have sewed down my other side, guys, as you can see, I'm going to take this off the wig stand. It's all nice and flat, and what I had to do extra, guys, is I had to go up underneath here and sew across here, because like I said, normally your frontal will come all the way down to here, and that'll be your stopping point, and there's no sewing around here. But because this frontal, I had already used it, then I had to come and do that. And so it's all the way down flat, guys. No humps, no raising, no buckling, and that's what you want. And then I had to do the same thing over here, guys. It's come up on that side right there. So now that we have our frontal sewed down, I'm going to pin these up out of my way. So now we are starting in the back, guys. So what you're gonna do now, there are several methods that can be used for your tracks. I like to measure my tracks and cut them because I don't like to fold over because it leaves too much of a hump going down the sides of your head. So what I do is I measure. So I'm gonna take, and I'm using You Nice Hair, deep wave, and a 22-inch right here. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place a track, the end of the track here, and I'm gonna pin it, and I'm gonna carry it all the way over to here, and I'm gonna pin it. But I'm not gonna cut it yet, guys. I'm not gonna cut it yet. I don't cut it until I've sewed that last stitch, and then I cut it. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna take that over and pin that past the point where I'm gonna stop. And I have that on the very edge, guys. The very edge of the wig cap. And I have my needles threaded, guys. And this is about as long as you want your thread, guys. You don't want it longer than that or it's gonna get tangled. So you're going to go in. Now when you're on the band of your cap, guys, of your wig cap, you don't want to sew all the way through the elastic band that's on the cap. You want to go through the first layer of the cap without going through the band, or you won't have any elasticity in your band. It won't pull and adjust like it should. So go through your cap and through your track one time. Then I'm gonna go through again. And now, guys, that I have that connected on that end right there, as you can see, I have that connected right there. Now I'm going to lay my thread over to the side, take it through the cap, take it through my track, and pull. And guys, only on the ends do I actually take it through the actual weft of the track. Once I start sewing across, I go right up underneath the weft. The weft meaning that little thin band that's holding the hair on, that the hair's holding on to. And I will show you guys exactly what I mean. So we're going to sew across, guys. Don't forget to do your lock stitch, taking your thread, your needle through here. Guys, this is so hard for me to show you guys. So this, and you want to take it through and pull, okay? So guys, I'm really not used to doing my wigs on a wig stand. I'm usually propped up in my bed or in a chair in front of the TV, and I have my wig head in my lap like I have it now, and you know, I sew that away. So this is just gonna take a little bit of getting used to, guys. A little awkward. I think this is my first really wig that I've done as far as sewing a wig. I mean, I've showed you guys some wigs that I've done, but I've never actually done the tutorial. So, and guys, I'm sorry that this will be a little lengthier than my regular videos, but that's because I want you guys to know how to make wigs, or how I make my wigs. So guys, I'm just continuing with that stitch all the way across to the other side, and I'm putting my stitch like probably about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch apart Okay guys, so I have my first track on, and I'm going to cut that string off. Then I'm going to separate the two pieces, and I'm going to tie a knot. And then I'm going to cut off my excess thread. And now I can take my pin out over here because it's sewed down. And I can also cut my weft right to where it's sewed at. And there we have it. So guys, that is the procedure that you're going to use. And as you can see, that track is laid across all the way straight across. And this is the procedure you're going to use till you get to about this far up on the head, about the apex of the head. And then we're going to come back, guys, and I'm going to show you what is the next step. So I'm going to go off camera and continue to lay my tracks. And guys, you want to place your tracks about 1 inch apart. Each one is going to be about 1 inch apart, and you're going to go up as you did this bottom track. You're going to do all these tracks all the way up, just like that, placing them a 1/2 inch. Oh, well, I'm sorry, 1 inch. Okay, guys, we are back. As you can see, we are all the way up to the top of the head, guys. And so now what we are going to do to finish off this area in the top is we are going to start laying the tracks straight across, just like I have this one. You see how that's going straight across? Whereas before they were going kind of in a moon shape, half moon. Now that we're in the top, they're gonna go straight across. And we're gonna put these like right next to each other. So you want them close, guys. You want one next to the other. You don't want to leave any space in between. Not really. Maybe just a little hair. You can leave a little bit of hair of a space, but you don't want to be able to see any of the net or any spaces up here in the top of the head. So we're gonna lay these like right next to each other. Okay, so now we're gonna start up here, and guys, we're doing the same kind of stitch we've been doing. And remember, we're laying the track right up next to either the frontal or the next track, not overlapping it, because guys, if you overlap it, you're going to leave a hump and you're going to be able to feel it in your wig. So you don't want to overlap. And I'm laying my thread over to the side and pulling. Let's see if I can get this to where you guys can see it a little better. Maybe if I was standing up, you guys could see it. Lay my thread over, take it over and under, and pull. Lay it over, take it under, over and under, and pull. And I am continuing that stitch all the way across, guys. And you see how neat that looks. And this is the stitch I use, guys. This is the stitch that I have used all throughout this wig, because this is my wig stitch. And I like my wigs to look nice and neat. I like my stitches on my tracks to be neat. I want everything to be neat. So now that I am at the end here, I'm going to connect this to this, but not to the point where I'm overlapping it. cut that off, guys. Gonna split this thread right here. Make a knot. Cut off that excess thread. Now I'm going to lay my next track. I'm going to pin it down on both sides. Pin it down on both sides, and as you can see, guys, I am laying the track straight across. So guys, I'm gonna finish up all the way up until we get to the last track, and then we'll come back and do the last track together. Okay guys, we are back and we are on our very last track. So as you guys can see, I am on my very last track. So I'm going to lay this track in here, and what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to pin it here and here, and when I sew, I am definitely sewing it to the edge of this right here. So that's connected and there's no space right there. So I'm going to go ahead and get it pinned. You want that to lay flat, guys. You see how flat that's laying in there? Look at that. Look how flat that's laying in there. That is absolutely flat. There's not going to be any type of hump up there in the top of your head. So I have that pinned down, guys. Okay, guys, got my needle threaded, got my track pinned down, and we are going to, of course, utilize the same stitch that we've been using, but we're just connecting this very top and final track is gonna get connected to your frontal so that there's no space there. And guys, make sure you lay that last track right there up against the frontal and not overlapping. You want it to lay right there close next to the frontal, but you don't want it to overlap because you don't want to create a hump, guys. And we are done, guys. We have completely sewed a full wig. So guys, as you can see, you cannot see anything. It's connected. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my wig off of the wig head. Turn our wig inside out like so. And we're going to take this part of the cap where the lace is, and you're going to cut this off. All this black is going to get cut off, guys. So let's cut our black off, our excess cap that we don't need. And guys, I'm going to color this wig. This is going to be a tritone. I'm going to go from black to brown to blonde to a light blonde. at the very ends. But I don't think I'm going to do it today because I'm tired. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get this together and try it on so you guys can see. So I'll be right back with you. Okay guys, we are back, and I got kind of lazy on you guys, so I didn't feel like washing it. I just wet it down. And guys, look at this wig, guys. This wig is absolutely gorgeous. It is exactly what I wanted. It's less density. And I actually think that this is probably a 18, maybe a 18-inch, because I just used leftover hair. I just said, hey, I got a bunch of hair laying around. I'm gonna make me another curly wig that's not so that's not as dense. You know, I want it to be a little less dense. And look at this, guys. And this frontal that I used for, you know, as I thought about it, this is a frontal that I used for a sew-in that I took out, and the hair was so good that I just kept it. Just look at this, guys. Look how I did that frontal. Like, I have not even done that. All I did was take off my other wig and put this one on, and just look at that. Like, I haven't tried to do baby hairs. I already had a little baby hair down, and this is just, it looks so good and natural. Like, I'm gonna probably end up doing some color at some point in time in this wig. I'm not gonna do it right now. It's kind of late, but I love it, guys. What do you think? Please leave comments down below, guys. Tell me what you think. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And please come back and visit us in the beauty shop with the CSTER. You guys have a great week. Thanks. To the next time. Deuces.